Good morning students. Today I am going to teach you in MS Excel how will you create a chart, different chart and layout style, other chart options. First, switch row and column data. How will you move a chart? Change the chart type. Before we discuss all these topics, first I would like to discuss previous topics which I have already discussed in my previous video. Introduction. A chart is a tool you can use to communicate data graphically, including a chart in your document can allow your reader to see the meaning behind the numbers, and it can make showing comparisons and trends easier. It can be difficult to interpret Excel workbooks that contain a lot of data. Charts allow you to illustrate your workbook data graphically, which makes it easy to visualize comparisons and trends. Understanding charts. Excel has several different types of charts, allowing you to choose the one that best fits your data. In order to use charts effectively, you will need to understand how different charts are used. Types of charts. Excel has a variety of chart types, each with its own advantages. Column chart. Column charts use vertical bars to represent data. They can work with many different types of data, but they are most frequently used for comparing information. Line chart. Line charts are ideal for showing trends. The data points are connected with lines, making it easy to see whether values are increasing or decreasing over time. Pie chart. Pie charts make it easy to compare a proportion. Each value is shown as a slice of the pie. So it's easy to see which values make up the percentage of a whole. Bar chart. Bar charts work just like column charts, but they use horizontal rather than vertical bars. Area chart. Area charts are similar to line charts, except the areas under the lines are filled in. Surface chart. Surface charts allow you to display data across a 3D landscape. They work best with large data sets, allowing you to see a variety of information at the same time. To insert a chart. First point, select the cells you want to chart, including the column titles and row labels. These cells will be the source data for the chart. In our example, we will select cells A1 and F6. Second point, from the Insert tab, click the desired chart command. In our example, we will select column. Third point, the desired chart type from the drop-down menu. Fourth point, the selected chart will be inserted into the worksheet.
When working with numerical data in Excel, sometimes a chart is just what you need to show the meaning behind the numbers. In this video, we're going to look at some of the different types of charts and also some ways that you can customize them to best represent your data. Column charts are good all-around charts. They work with many different types of data. Whereas line charts are best for showing trends over time. Pie charts are unique because they let you see your data in proportion instead of on a graph. We also have the bar chart, which is basically just a column chart turned on its side. And finally, area charts, which are similar to line charts, except the areas under the lines are filled in. In this example, I have a table of sales figures for a bookstore. They're organized by genre and year, but it's hard to see any trends without looking at the numbers one by one. A chart would make things much easier. To create a chart, select your data, including any headers that you want to use. Then go to the Insert tab and look to the commands in the Charts group. For this data, I think I'll go with something in the column category. This one looks nice and simple. Okay, this is a lot clearer. Now I can see that sci-fi and fantasy have the strongest sales with an all-time high in 2009. How do I know this column is from 2009? Well, below the chart, there's a type of key called a legend, and this tells us what each color represents. Right now, the columns are grouped by genre, but you might prefer to see them grouped by year instead. There's an easy way to make this change. Just make sure the chart is selected, then click Switch Row/Column on the Design tab. See how the chart has been rearranged? Basically, it's the same data, but the years and the genres have switched places. You can always experiment with this to see which option is going to work best for your data. If you want to try a different chart altogether, click the Change Chart Type command on the far right of the tab, then pick something else from the dialog box. I think I'll go with the line chart this time. Line charts work well for data like this. For example, we can see right away that romance novels are starting to catch up to sci-fi and fantasy, but mystery sales have stayed consistently low. If you want, you can change the chart style to give your chart a different look and feel. As you can see, you have several different options to choose from. You can also change the chart layout itself. Just go to the Quick Layout command and make a selection from the menu. Not all of these options will work well for the data in your chart. Just keep going until you find something you like. Why don't we go with something a little bit like this? You can make further adjustments using the Add Chart Element command or the Chart Elements shortcut. Just look for the button with the plus sign. Here you can add or remove elements from your chart depending on your preferences. Or you can click the arrow to the right to access even more options. To edit one of your chart elements, like the chart title in this example, all you have to do is select the placeholder, then replace the text. Finally, whenever you insert a chart, it appears on the same sheet as the source data by default. If you want, you can move it to a different worksheet by following these steps. First, make sure your chart is selected, then click the Move Chart command. Next, select the sheet where you want the chart to go. In this example, we'll choose New Sheet. When you're ready, click OK, and now the chart appears in whatever location you chose. Charts are a great tool for presenting numerical data and also enhancing your worksheets in Excel. With so many options to choose from, you can achieve exactly the result you want.